And I don't know, maybe I got wheel spin then, or I don't know why I didn't make it that time. But it just is what it is.
I met a gypsy.
12 months ago to the day,
Yep.
you did this podcast, and then you flew to New York, and your life changed forever. 12 months later, how are you, bro?
I'm doing all right. You know, like obviously a lot of things have changed and everything. I mean, it's a big life change. You know, I mean, the thing I did for my whole life is, you know, no longer part of my life. I've been working for FXR and
Yep.
everything like that, so I'm still involved to some degree, but it's been kind of nice in a way to learn some new skills, like computer skills, because it's kind of like I can't really do a whole lot of physical stuff like I was doing before. So just kind of figuring things out as I go.
How has the adjustment been? Because like you went through the worst case scenario. And the thing that, I mean, dude, I remember seeing the clips and like seeing Instagram and just like seeing people start to talk about it. And I'm like, literally, you were just here,
Yeah.
you know,
It's
and
tough.
it was just the craziest reality check
Yeah.
of
How
of,
fast
of,
things can
of our
change.
sport and how
Yeah.
fast life can change, you know, and it was, I think you got hurt before we even put the show out.
It
And-
might have, I think it came out like,
Or did it come out that morning or something?
it was
or
like 2 days before, I think.
Mate,
and like,
okay.
it was like getting pretty good engagement. Everything was like, because I haven't done many, like, I don't really put myself out there that much. And so actually, I really enjoy doing things like this because I feel like I'm pretty reserved or like to myself. And it was cool to see people like react positively
Yeah.
to getting to know me more.
Yeah.
And then that happened, and it was like, I mean, dude, it was crazy how fast things change too. You know, just like in that aspect of getting hurt or like having a pod like this come out, and like a lot of positivity came with it. And then like literally 2 days later, it was like the worst possible outcome.
That's,
you know,
that's what I remember. Like even, Ricardo called me, and because I think maybe he was like driving to my house or something, and he said, he's like, dude, I listened to the Jerry Robin pod. Like
Oh, no way, really? That's cool.
He's like, dude, this is so cool. And then it was like that day, or like I can't remember the exact way that it worked out, but it was just like, yeah, it was overwhelmingly positive. You were having this like awesome season.
Yeah.
The pod comes out. Everyone's so pumped on it. And yeah, I was getting calls from people left and right about how good that show was, how cool you are. And then it was fucking gnarly.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, honestly, it's like, it's hard to put it into words, to be honest. Like, I don't know. It's that day, like, replays in my head a lot, unfortunately, you know? So it's
Yeah.
like, I don't know, like, thankfully I didn't hit my head and then get a concussion or knocked out or anything like that. But sometimes it's like, when crashes like that happen, it's almost like better that you don't remember
You wish
it.
you didn't remember.
Yeah, I kind of wish I didn't remember it at times, you know?
So you can remember the whole thing.
Everything.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's tough, dude. Like, sometimes it, like, keeps me up at night.
I bet it does, dude.
Yeah.
Have you, I mean, I obviously follow what you're doing and building home gyms,
Yeah.
working with guys at the track. Like, so you've figured out a way to just keep on going.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it's like, what else do? You know, you either like let it break you and you stuck where you're at, or you can kind of just, you know, it is what it is, and you just move forward. And I feel like I've always kind of been, you know, just roll with the punches kind of thing. And I don't know, that's just like how I've always been, you know? So it's like, and one thing, like, dude, with therapy and like being at a rehab place for a long time, like, you're around a lot of negativity, you know? And like people in this injury, like, really get stuck in a bad place, like, quick. And I've seen it firsthand with a lot of people, you know, people away from racing or just they got in a car accident, like strangers that I don't even know at all. But it's like really hard to see that. And I mean, I've had plenty of my bad days too. You know, like, this injury sucks. And I don't know. I think it'll be good to, you know, get on a pod like this and talk more openly about day-to-day life and like what goes into it, you know, because a lot of people don't talk about it and they avoid it because it is unfortunately a reality of our sport. And I mean, it can happen just like that, you know, like it did for me. So yeah, man.
What was that day like?
Well, in the morning, like, everything was good. You know, I it was just a normal day. We did free practice. The track was actually like kind of, they had to kind of throw it together pretty quick because the rain.
The rain.
Yeah. So it was like, I'm not going to lie, like it was like kind of janky.
Yeah.
Honestly. Like it was, but they didn't really have any other option, like how to put it together. But it was, really rutted, typical, like it rained. But the only reason why I was tripling into that section was because when I tried to go double, triple, dude, like we were almost crashing every lap going triple off that 5-footer.
Yeah.
So one lap, Justin Hill did the 3 in front of me. So naturally, you just do
You're
it.
like, oh,
You just do it the next lap. Like it's just how 450A group is. Like as soon as one person does it, most of the time everybody follows. So, and I was doing it clean. I think I clipped it like one time before that, which it wasn't like that bad. And then first qualifier started. Couple laps in, I did it the lap before, and then it was like my first fast lap, or maybe my second one, because I usually do 2 in a row, and yeah, just like came out of the turn. I don't know if I got wheel spin or the rut kind of blew out, but it's like I would say most of us doing it were probably in first gear, so it's like you got to commit.
Yeah, it's a big fucking brup.
Yeah, like you have to commit.
Yeah.
When you get on the gas in the turn, so you're like dumping the clutch wide open, like you only got like 10 feet of room, really.
Yeah.
Maybe even less. I don't know. It's like everything happens so fast, and maybe I got wheel spin right when because you kind of like stand the bike up to get lift like right at the last second, and I don't know. Maybe I got wheel spin then, or I don't know why I didn't make it that time. But it just is what it is.
And so you clip it and then go over the bars.
Yeah.
And so could you tell straight away?
Yeah. As soon as I hit the ground.
Fuck.
Yeah, dude, oh, God. It's hard to talk about.
I was going to say, how is it to talk about it?
It's kind of hard. Like, I don't really talk about it like that deeply at times.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
it's just like such a shitty day.
Fuck, bro.
But, like, because usually what happens, I don't know if you saw, because, dude, almost the same thing happened to Vial like a week later.
Yeah.
3 in over the 5-footer. And
it looked so similar.
Yeah, it was like identical. But the only thing that's different, which usually 9 times out of 10, it happens where you clip a 5-footer and you're so far over the front that you just get thrown forward.
Yeah.
And like over the next jump or into the next jump. And Vial was like a couple inches from his head hitting first. So he got pretty lucky.
Yeah.
And for me, I just wasn't expecting it because I was expecting to get thrown forward like how he did. And when my front end came down, it like compressed and it shot me up.
Yeah.
And I was like over the handlebars, like doing a handstand. I'm like, dude, what the hell?
And you're almost at like in those moments,
like
it's like zero gravity.
Yeah, I was like in like a dead spot. And I'm just like sitting there. I'm like, what? Like, I didn't know how to react to that. Because usually you just get thrown forward and you're just along for the ride. But yeah, that time I just got shot up. It came straight down, like right on my head. Fuck. So I'm just like folded.
And yeah, there's those like, I mean, I think everyone that rides has experienced those times where, yeah, you go over the bars or you get flicked up and there's no momentum that lets you like tumble or roll. You're just dead and frozen in the air and you just, and a lot of times
down.
like they're the ones.
Yeah, the ones that you like drop down, just like straight down is always the ones that hurt or you get more messed up.
Yeah.
Because whatever reason, like when you have momentum forward, you kind of like almost skid first, and you get a chance to roll out of it. But yeah, that time, man, I just like came down straight down and I like kind of tried to tuck and I just broke my shit, man. I mean, there's no other way to put it. So, but there was a lot of like, cause I was pretty drugged up.
On the track? Or
Yeah,
like
after. So like they were asking me like what I can and can't feel. But it just like, it kind of, I don't know, like tensions were high, but just like a lot of emotions.
Like are people stressing in that?
Yeah. So like at first, word got out that I was like paralyzed waist down, which I'm actually chest down, like nipple line.
So you can still feel your nipples when your missus.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So, yeah.
That's good. Then.
Yeah, so that's all good. But yeah, like I have no core function or anything like that. So, yeah, I don't know. Because at first, my post said waist down, but I didn't make any of like my initial Instagram posts just because I was pretty drugged up.
Yeah.
After surgery and stuff. So yeah, man, it's a crazy day.
So you remember being on the ground. You remember. So you lost feeling straight away.
Yeah, dude. So it's like happened really slow, like from my chest or whatever level it was, but it like you could like literally feel it like deleting.
No.
Yeah, it's like super. For me, it was like super slow. It was like a couple inches, like every second, and you could like feel it. Like, of course, I couldn't like move, but yeah, the feeling like slowly like deleted to my feet.
No way.
Mm-hmm.
And what's going through your head at that time?
I mean, I just kept repeating my life's over, like over and over, like to the medics. My mechanic eventually got over there, my wife, and she's like bawling. Dude, it's like, it's terrible, honestly. And then the medics are like trying to like calm me down, like tell me I'm fine. I'm like, dude, I'm not fucking fine.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's crazy feeling when you can like remember every second of it.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've ever went back and like rewatched the race day live, but you can see like other riders on the track like kind of like freaking out.
Yeah.
Because they like, we know like when someone's like kind of fucked up. And yeah, it's just like Starling rolled up to me and I told him right away and he like rolled off because obviously like you don't want to hear that. But yeah, you could tell like the other guys like circling the track, they like pretty much everybody knew right away. Like something wasn't right. So yeah, it's tough.
Man, I just can't imagine like, I mean, I think everyone's had, maybe not everyone, but like if you've ridden long enough, like you've kind of had some scares.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or seen, or been around.
Everyone's seen
bad things and like what the sport can bring. So it's like the thought's always there, but you like block it out.
Yeah.
I know that's like one thing I think on Hunter's pod right after I got hurt. You guys talked about that.
Yeah.
How he's like, you're kind of like, stubborn. Like, oh, it won't happen to me kind of thing.
But the thing is, and I mean, I guess this is like, maybe this is a justification I've always kind of had. And it sucks even talking about it, but you're just like, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Like, the risk is there. Everyone knows that the risk is there at every level. Some things carry more risk than others, but it's like, are you going to not ride?
Yeah.
Are you going to...
Yeah, especially when it's like your job, I don't know. It's like I still have love for the sport. Like I'm not like bitter towards it because I mean, I've been around a lot of injuries and seen a lot of bad things and everything like that. And I don't know. It's hard to like. A lot of people have asked me if I could redo my racing career. Like, would I still race if I knew the outcome? And I mean, I don't think I ever would.
You don't think you'd race?
No. If I knew like this would happen.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like if you knew that was like the end of the chapter. But yeah, dude,
But yeah, I mean, 1,000,000%.
Yeah.
But that's the thing with life is like you don't know the outcome.
Yeah, you just don't know.
And what if, it's like what if you get hit by a bus? But man, people die every day.
Well, that's like...
People die every day in weird
Yeah.
and mysterious circumstances. And it's like, for the way that your racing career ended, I mean, you as a person, like listening for 3 hours to your life and what you'd been through and everything that you did to
get there,
get to where you were, like it built you into this perfectly suited person to get through this next phase of your life, and it's like this same thing could have happened in a car accident.
Yeah.
But you would have none of the skills to deal with it.
Yeah,
and none of the community to support you post, So it's like, it's so hard to play those what if guessing games.
Yeah, that is true. Like, I've met so many cool people after my injury as well. Just like outside the sport that were a good like support system. But yeah, dude, it's like moto through my life, it's like lot of highs, a lot of lows, like my best moments and my worst moments in my life.
Yeah.
So it's kind of just like it's positive and negative. So it just, I'm grateful for the things that it's taught me.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of, like, the things I've been able to work through because of that sport. And it's taught me a lot about myself. So in that aspect, I'm really grateful for it.
Yeah.
Cause I don't know, like, if I never experienced those moments growing up, like pushing myself through hard times, I don't know. It's like, how would I have handled this?
Yeah.
A situation like this. So it's like,
Yeah. Would you ever have met your wife?
yeah, exactly. So, I mean, yeah, man, it's just, I don't know. When you think of life, it's so weird to think about it that deeply. One decision changes like a lot of trajectory.
Yeah.
You just don't know.
Yeah.
Because that's all, in that moment, that's all you know.
Yeah.
So it's weird to look back on.
Yeah. And I mean, weird to have such a forced perspective at your age.
Yeah.
Like you're supposed to be young, carefree, newly married. You know, it's like,
I'm getting kind of old now. I'm 29. I just turned 29 a couple weeks ago.
yeah, I'm almost 30, bro.
I know. Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm nearly 40, dude.
Really?
Yeah, bro. One of my boys that works with me, I said some dumb shit. He's like, motherfucker, you're almost 40. And I was just like, Jesus, bro.
Old,
Easy, dog.
Yeah, right.
But it's true. It's true. You just finished watching a clip from the full 3-hour podcast. You're on our Clips channel. The full podcast live on the Gypsy Tales podcast channel. It's linked right here. Go over to that channel, give us a like, give us a subscribe, and make sure you never miss a full episode of the Gypsy Tales podcast. If you don't want to watch it on YouTube, you want to watch it on the go, you can also head to our iTunes or Spotify to get the full 3-hour podcast in audio format.
I met a gypsy.